It all started on August 1st at 9 a.m. The official Spider-Man movie account posted this video of a Spider-Man suit in the dark. There wasn't a lot to take from this video. The suit's webbing appeared to be raised. The red fabric had the brick texture from previous live-action Spider-Man suits, and you couldn't even see a quarter of the Spider logo. After seeing this video, any regular old Spider-Man fan would assume that it's this suit, the last suit that MCU Spider-Man was seen wearing. But all you could do was assume. The video wasn't enough to go on. A day passes, and another video is posted to the Spider-Man movie account. At 9:04 a.m., it's Tom Holland in his brand new Spider-Man costume. He walks up to the camera and... Wait a second. This is not the classic suit from the end of No Way Home. Walk with me here. I'm about to point out all the differences. The previous classic suit had a slightly different design for the formatting of the costume. The red section had cuts under the logo. The belt was changed, and the stripes on the arms bend upward before dipping down. Compare this to the recently released set photos of the costume. Here, the red section lacks the under logo cuts. The belt has returned to something a little more classic, and now the arm stripes don't bend up at all. And that's not it. The materials have also changed. If you'd believe it, Spider-Man No Way Home provides us a closer look at the fabric of this suit. Before, the No Way Home classic used a red dot fabric, which Tom Holland's costumes have used before, like the Homecoming suit or the Far From Home suit. But on the costume being used in Spider-Man Brand New Day, there's brick texture on the red fabric. And it's not just on the red either, it's on the blue parts too. But this time, it's been printed in ink, which gives it a shinier look than its red counterpart. But what about the No Way Home version? The blue sections of the No Way Home version feature the random line design, which has been used on one previous Tom Holland suit, the Far From Home one. The lenses appear to have changed as well, not in design, but in size. The lenses still have that camera shutter design from previous appearances, but here, they appear to take a much larger space on the face. If you'll look at the wrist, you'll notice that Tom Holland's costume has these big, bulky web shooters. There isn't much of a clear view of how the suit's web shooters previously looked, but in Spider-Man 2, they look like this. Although, this may be Insomniac taking liberties, because it doesn't look like there's any sign of web shooters on the costume in Ryan Meinerding's art. Meinerding? Meinerding. I know some people may be put off by the bulkiness of these new web shooters, but I like them. The web shooter is one of the craziest inventions in all the Marvel universe, and I don't really care about how big they are. If this is how big they have to be for Peter to make them work, that's fine to me. It's pretty clear after all that comparison that these are two slightly different designs. And that leaves a couple of questions. I'm sure the one you're asking me is, which one do I like more? Well, I think it's pretty clear. I like the new one better. I could never get behind how much the No Way Home classic reuses so much stuff from older MCU costumes. Like, how did Peter get his hands on fabric that perfectly replicates the random line design from his previous costume, but in a different color? It's even crazier when you remember that the Far From Home suit was made in a 3D printer. So what? Did Peter sneak back onto the Quinjet he made it on so we could get another suit with a similar design, but in blue? Did Peter just get this sewing machine for set dressing? This doesn't make any sense. How did he recreate the line design? The new fabrics may be fancy, but it's more believable that Peter went out and found some brick fabric to use for his costume. Fabric-wise, it's much better. You know, it's kind of funny. This new costume looks a lot like the TASM 2 suit in a lot of ways. The fabric detailing is similar in the way that the red sections have a flatter brick texture, while the blue sections have a shiny, ink-printed brick texture. Even the format of the TASM 2 suit is similarly shaped, with rounder red sections. Notice how the TASM 2 suit never makes any strong points with its red sections, not even on the belt of the costume. The new Tom Holland suit does the same thing, rounding every edge as much as possible. You look on the back of the suit and, oh shit, they just copied how the red arch kicks up on the back of the costume. Is it crazy to say that this costume is pretty much a rework of the TASM 2 suit? I would have liked to see them be a little more original, but I can't say it doesn't make for a good costume. In fact, I'm pretty excited. I know you guys want me to be negative all the time, but I think this costume looks pretty cool. It does leave me with some more questions though. When they were making this costume, what made them go, fuck the old version, let's just make it a Tom Hollandized TASM 2? What about Spider-Man 2 and the version of the costume in that game? It's entirely irrelevant now. What about when Spider-Man 3 rolls around? Are they gonna update the suit and put it into the game? Or are they gonna pretend it never changed? What about the Spider-Man new red and blue hot toy? What about the Mafex action figure? The Funko Pop? Forget about all that merch, it's irrelevant now. The design has changed, boys, throw all that crap away. You know, it's almost like you can expect this stuff. Whoever is in charge of MCU Spider-Man's costume is so wishy-washy about it. When Spider-Man was due to appear in Captain America Civil War, he was going to look like this, until he suddenly wasn't anymore. At the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man's costume kept the belt piece from the Homecoming design, until it suddenly didn't in the next movie, which makes no sense because these movies take place one right after the other on the timeline, and Peter Parker had no time to take this black piece off and get out a Sharpie and draw webs across his belt. MCU Spider-Man's costume has always been randomly changing for no reason. And you know what? That's fine. At least it got us a cool costume. But something doesn't sit right with me. If you look back at the initial teaser, you'll see the spider logo of the costume. But the web pattern doesn't match the video that was posted the next day. In the first video, the webs travel in between the legs of the logo. But in the second video, they don't. The webs also appear to be a little thicker here when compared to new footage of the costume. That raises another question. Is this a different costume? Do they have plans to introduce another classic suit into the film? Maybe Peter fucks up his costume somehow, and he has to make a new one before it can go out again. Who knows? All I know is that I'm very satisfied with Tom Holland's new look. But you know, I'm not the authority on this kind of thing. What do you guys think about the new costume? Be sure to sound off in the comments. That's all from me, and I'll see you guys next time footage of Tom Holland in tight spandex comes out.
Who's gonna be my celebrity phone call? Tom Holland? Man, what the fuck? Man, I don't wanna talk to your bitch ass.